As a transgender woman, you find that a lot of people have not engaged with people like us. And so, first of all, they are baffled by the fact that someone who was born a boy is now expressing themselves and they look female and they identify as such. And so they are, first of all, it comes from a point of they do not know because they're not engaged with people like us and they are not sensitized.
Amka Africa is an organization that aims to promote access to justice for minority and marginalized persons in Kenya and the rest of Africa. Today we are implementing a project known as Project Linda Haki za Waresh na Wales in partnership with the We Lead program for HIVO's East Africa, whereby we are working to promote the sexual and reproductive health rights of vulnerable women, intersex, transgender, and gender non-conforming persons.
A transgender woman is someone who was assigned male at birth, but later transitions either medically, socially, and legally to living as a woman because their gender identity is aligning more on a woman than a man.
Being a trans woman, it means my sex, which was assigned at birth, is not the sex that I identify with currently. I was assigned male at birth, but now I identify as a female.
First and foremost, my first priority is gender affirming care. And gender affirming care looks like hormones, which help facilitate the transitioning. And the second thing is surgeries, which might include oophorectomy, breast augmentation, and such. And the third thing is just normal reproductive health care, which includes family planning. That might look like the use of contraceptives, the use of surgeries or procedures.
There are sexual reproductive health rights that I require as a woman or as a trans woman, and they are not in existence. Like, for example, the healthcare providers are not sensitized or well informed of our issues. So most of times when we want to get to those services, they assume I'm a general public person who needs normal services. But that is not the case. There are sexual rights healthcare services that I need, which should be tailored to my needs.
So far it's been difficult because hospitals are not sensitized. Most public hospitals do not know about the needs of transgender persons, and accessing such a service in a private hospital is extremely expensive, which makes it difficult for transgender women generally to easily be able to transition.
There are sexual reproductive health services that I need. For example, the prostate examination, the hormone profile tests, and most of times these services, and me presenting myself as a woman, it will be assumed that I don't need those services.
Previously, I had a health insurance cover which did not cover hormone replacement therapy because they termed it as a cosmetic need, and therefore they wouldn't cover it. And my requirement or my need or what I suffer from, which is gender dysphoria, is an essential need. It's a basic need. Therefore, I would want to have an insurance cover that covers gender affirming care and treats it as an essential need.
Yes, there are surgical procedures also that I need as a trans woman, but these surgical procedures are not available in Kenya. For example, there is a breast augmentation, which is considered to be cosmetic, but it's very essential to me as a trans woman.
They don't know how to treat someone like us, but there is another group of people who, due to the misconceptions out there about who transgender people are come with their own misconceptions and prejudices, and they discriminate against us when you're trying to access those services. So I have experienced discrimination with the healthcare system trying to access any form of health.
Secondly, we are also speaking about the provisions of the Family Protection Bill and how, if passed to law, how it is likely to affect the lives of transgender women. One of the provisions of the bill is that it seeks to ban the provision of gender-affirming care and other unique sexual and reproductive healthcare services for transgender women.
It's a bill that is being introduced in Parliament by one of the parliamentarians, and it seeks to criminalize my existence as a transgender person, in that I cannot change my names, I cannot dress the way I should, which is expression, and also things like pronouns. It actually touches on them, yeah.
It is for this reason that we are conducting advocacy on the bill, seeking for its rejection. On the other hand, we are conducting advocacy for change of the existing healthcare policies so that they can be inclusive for transgender women, so that we can ensure every single person, transgender women being Kenyan citizens, are able to access their rights to health, their rights to human dignity, their right to life, and every other right in the Bill of Rights as they are entitled to.
First of all, there should be a guidance or a guideline that stipulates how gender-affirming care looks like and how transgender women should be treated. Secondly, the necessary gender-affirming care, which is hormones, which is treatments such as surgeries, should be made available, and doctors should be trained on the same. Thirdly, there should be nationwide sensitization on public hospitals about health need of transgender persons, especially transgender women, so that there will not be that discrimination in these areas and these spaces.
And that's why it's important for us to conduct advocacy for the rejection of the Family Protection Bill and for the amendment of the existing healthcare policies, such as the National Reproductive Health Policy, to have them include transgender women and have them incorporate the unique sexual and reproductive healthcare needs of transgender women. This will ensure that transgender women are able to access and they are able to enjoy their right to health, their right to human dignity, their right to life, and all other rights in the Bill of Rights as they deserve, being human beings as recognized in the Constitution of Kenya. Thank you.